Hello, I'm Johnny and welcome back to my channel. So today I am going to do some weaving on this beginner's loom. I don't know any of the technical terms, so I'll just be saying string and bits of wood. But when I first got this, it was, for some reason, I don't know why, ever since I was a kid, I can't touch untreated wood. It gives me the heebie-jeebies, especially with, lolly sticks and that. Ugh, just made me cringe. So I got this, and it is untreated, so what I've had to do is go over it in a very thin layer of, where is it? Varnish or gloss or wherever it was. Just so I can handle these fine. Otherwise, I would have to wear gloves, and that would have been very awkward. So I've put the, don't know what you call this, string or whatever you use in Lumen. I've put, this was already connected together. Watched a tutorial, and she got the same loom, and it was all in bits, and she glued these points together, but mine was all fixed. Unless it wasn't, and Annie's done that for me. Thank you, Annie, if you have. Thank you if you haven't. Anyway, so I've put the string in it, and then you got this really nifty thing. What it does is, when you put the wool on that, you've got to go under one, over one, under one, over one, under one, over one. And I suppose it could be fiddly. And I think these are made for kids or beginners like me. So it's really handy. You turn this and it raises the string. But unfortunately, there's two grooves missing on this side. I mean, easily rectified. I can just get a saw and do that. But I haven't done that yet. But it doesn't matter. So you go through, you wrap this wool. I'll show you that just now. And then you go through. And then when you've gone over, you just turn it round. And I don't know if I've done these threads too tight. You know what? Instead of turning it right round, I could have just turned it the other way, couldn't I? But never mind. I always make things awkward for myself. So, and then there's this, and it's like a comb, I think. And you push it all down. But I was going to do it this way, but I don't know if you can see. I've knotted that off. And it's like a raised bit, so the comb won't go over it. So we'll see. I haven't done this before, so I'll probably make loads of mistakes, won't I? I'm not going to do anything intricate, anything complicated. Just going to do a really basic, would you say, stitch or weave or wherever. And then when I get more used to it, then I'll be doing patterns and that, if I can figure that out. So this is all the stuff I got from Annie in the what's in the box. So there's quite a lot of different things to try out. I seen in one tutorial a lady used this, and she used it for the bottom, and she made like little tufty things. As I say, I don't know any technical terms. So I'm just going to give it a whirl, and don't worry. I won't be chattering through it and going, so you'll have to watch it in real time. I will figure a way out, probably ask Annie to see how I speed this video up. Won't be playing any music either because I don't know how to do that. But the wind sounds quite nice whistling at the windows, so that might be calm and relaxing for you. So I've just got this screenshot on the laptop, which is gone off now. And it shows you how to secure it to the bottom. So I will just get there. I've got a big bag of knitting wool from me knitting and crochet days. I haven't used this one. It's really nice. It's got all different colours in it. And it's called Life Super Chunky by Stylecraft. Don't know how much it was. So I think I'll start off with this. And is this it? There. You will have found the end first time. Normally I'm searching right the way through for it. Right, so you've got to wrap this onto that. So I will pause it because I'm sure you don't want to watch that. I've just realised something. One of the tutorials I was watching, she secured it to the bottom. But she was using a needle. This is like is this a wefting tools thing? So I don't know if it'll work if I use this. I'll have a go. If not, I'll just probably have to do it the basic way. So I think that's enough on there. So, oh, I'm dead nervous. I'm always nervous when I'm starting off a new craft. Don't know why. So, let me see. Do you go... Do I need to zoom in a bit, or can you see? Let me see. No, I think you could see there alright. Oh, look, it's going to be very fiddly. Oh, do you think I think I'd be much better off with a needle. This is quite chunky, isn't it? So, I think what you'd be better off doing as a beginner would be using thinner wool. But I really want to use this because it's so colourful. Ooh, look. Oh, do you know when you see them on the telly, weaving or Loom or whatever it's called, and they're just, ooh, like this, they're very quick. Well, that's not what you're going to see here, but I'm only going to do 2 rows. I don't even think I'll speed it up. I think I'll just do the 2 rows and then go in the living room and put a Netflix movie on and do it like that. Because I don't think I'm going to be able to sit here and, ooh, it's really fiddly. I used to absolutely love knitting and crochet. Look at that, all twisted. And Ziggy and previous cats were always getting me wool. So I had to make a bag to put the wool in, and so the little strand was just sticking out. And then they'd try and climb into the bag. Right, that was a bit fiddly. So, let me see. Oh, look. I haven't put any scissors in. I'm not very organised, as per usual. So, they say snip, leave a tail, like that. And when I finish it, get to the end, I will be... Well, I'm sure there's better videos you can watch instead of me, but I will show you how I take all this off and tuck all the bits in, and so it doesn't all drop to bits. Right, have I done this right? Look, those are all twisted. Oh, you know, you watch people's videos and it just looks so easy. And they just go with the flow. Right, so I seen one, ladies, and she suggests making an arch like that. Because if you pull it across, it might pull these threads in and it might make it all too tight. So she does this, and then, but hers is a thinner comb thing, so she does it in 2 stages. So she does that, and then that. Am I still in frame? Yes. There. So, got it right. Over, under. I think that looks right, doesn't it? If not, it'll probably all drop to bits. Right. And then she goes round here. Oh, wait. So that means you'll have to turn this around to go the opposite. Yeah. So go, yeah, right. Oh. I'm probably making this look more complicated than what it actually is. I suppose everyone's like this when they're starting a new craft, aren't they? Yes, I think it would have been easier if I'd used a thinner wool, and even easier with a needle. I'm gonna have to have a look in my craft supplies to see if I have got such a needle. When I put my dolls together, I've got a long needle, but I don't know if I'll get the wool through it. Right, so what they suggest on doing is leave a little bit of a loop at the side, because you don't want to pull it too tight because everything will go in. So there's the arch, and go put it down like that. This is my favourite bit, pushing it all down. Right, so I'll just pull it along a bit, and there's the little loop thing. Right, I think it needs to go down a bit more. There. Well, that looks all right. I don't know if I'm going to go right the way through in this colour, because I think it would look boring, wouldn't it? So I might do a few more passes and then try maybe what colour would go. Well, I don't suppose it really matters if it looks all gaudy and stuff. Yeah, I might put some of this white through to break up that a bit. Yes. So I'll have one more pass through, and then I will turn the video off and go and watch something on Netflix. Ooh, fiddly. I mean, most of my crafts that I do are really fiddly, so over the years I'm sort of very patient now. I never used to be patient as a child, but in me older years I am now. Oh, don't you just love the sound of the wind? Oh, look. Oh, wait, what have I done wrong? So that was raised like that, wasn't it? So, yeah, so you go over, under, over, under. Did I do that? Yeah, I think this is going to be so much simpler to use the needle. But this is just what you get with the kit, isn't it? And I can see this being very time consuming, but I've set the day so I can just concentrate on doing this. Oh look, it fell down. Ooh, fiddly. Oh, it's always a relief when you come to the end. Look, and I've pulled that in again. So, now, have I done this correct? Let's see, there's a little tail hanging out. Going under, over, under, over, under, over. I wonder if it makes much of a difference if you do make a mistake. I wonder if it'll stick out, stand out. So I've left this little loop over here again. Leave me arch. And then push it down. Oh, well, you know, that looks really nice. I don't think I've done any mistakes, but I don't suppose you'll tell until you complete the whole thing. So yeah, so what I think I'll do is just stop this video now, go and sit and watch my Netflix movie, and I might come back and show you how I add another colour. I don't know. See how I feel. See how engrossed I get into the movie. Right. So I won't say see you bye, because I will be back. So, am I recording? Where's the... Come on, there. Right. So, I'm up to this stage. I've added the white, and I must say I didn't like working with this. It just kept on catching and knotting. But I took this out because I didn't find it very useful at all. It kept slipping and sliding, and I just didn't like that. So my preferred way of using this loom, and I must say it's a whole lot quicker and more enjoyable and easier just to put it on my lap. And I found I was going very quickly through, not like me first when I first started it, and it was all time consuming. So I noticed that it's going in a bit, so obviously I've pulled it too tight. So what you do is, when you're noticing it's getting too tight, just do this. That's what I've been doing, and to sort of loosening it up a bit. It's just a shame on this. Well, I suppose you can do it. It's an easy fix. Just put a little nick in here so you can keep the shove the the wool in the side of it, so when you're going through with the last strand here, it doesn't come off. So I'll show you what I've been doing, because I went right the way through and then realised this had come off halfway through. So this, I've just been putting my thumb on here so it doesn't come off, and just going through, and see how quickly I'm going through now without using this. So there, make your little arch, leave you a little bit of a loop, and then push it down. So just give it a little tug so it's not loose. I mean, it doesn't matter so much for me that these will probably be uneven and like pulled in, because I'll be making a cat toy. So I'll be like, all the uneven sides will be hidden in this the sewn part. So just push it down. And I'm thinking now that maybe I should have put at the bottom like a thin strip of card, a bit like this, here, down here, and then to start the, what do you call it, weaving from here. Because when you come to taking this off, see these stitches at the bottom, not stitches, the pieces of string at the bottom. You've got to make sure there's a longer length, just say here, so you can knot them. And then with the needle, you push it in to here, so the stitches are hidden, but I don't think that's going to be long enough. So hopefully when I get to the end of it, I might be able to push all this further up and do that. So I'll have to stop looming about here. So we'll see how we go. So I'm just gonna, will that go through? Oh look, it might go through one more time. Don't want to waste the wool. So I'm just gonna go back through again. Am I still in frame? Yes. And can you see how quick it is without this useless thing? And it's even quicker when I put it on my lap. And much better for the back as well, because my back's absolutely killing sitting in this position. I'm sort of leaning in. It's a bit too tight. Right, so, oh, and this, because it's like thin with a bit of a fluffy bit, it kept on knotting. That's, I mean, it's really nice. It does make a really nice effect, so it's probably going to be worth it in the long run. There, so just shove this down and just leave your little tail hanging out. So I'm going to go in with, do you think this will look? Will that look too gaudy? Purple, white and a multi-mix. Oh, well, it doesn't matter. It's my first time, isn't it? So I'll just pause you while I wind this thing on. See, now this is probably going to be much easier to use with it being only thin wool. So this is how you start off another colour. I thought you would have to tie it onto here and then go through, but I think if you'd done that, it would just all be a knotty mess, wouldn't it? So I'll just go in like that. I'm only going to do 2 passes and then I will stop the video and relax my back a bit. Right, leave an end like this. There's your little arch. And push it down. And I mean, when you leave that little loop there, if you think it's a bit too slack, you just pull it a little bit. But make sure you don't pull it that much that these sides go in. I mean, if it does, all you do is just flick like a violin to push them out. So I'll go through one more pass. Yeah, it's much easier with that thinner one. Leave your little loop. And your arch. And go down. And as you can see, it is a bit slack. So I'm just pulling it a little bit. Going back with the comb. Pushing it all down. And I think that's alright. Flick them out a bit, yeah. I think there is this side going in a bit there. Looks a bit warped, but it's alright. It's not bad for me first time, is it? So, I'm finished. It was quite enjoyable, relaxing really. I'm just dreading taking this off here because I'm just thinking I'll take it off and it'll unravel everything, but I'm going to look on a few more tutorials to see how you do take all this off. I think it's just a case of sliding this off at the bottom, knotting it, and then pushing it through here. But I'm not sure, so I'll check that out. Doesn't it look really raggy and messy with all these loose bits here? These remind me of, if you were going to do like a landscape or something, you could use some wool like this for look like sheep all huddled together. So as you can see, when I first started, I started right at the bottom of here, but because I'll need to knot these off, I've pushed this further up, so these lines were straight and now they're a bit wonky, but I don't know, I think that makes it more interesting not to be super straight lines. So in there, well, I probably will try this again. And soon as well, because I've got some ribbons in there I'd like to try. So I think I will get like some cardstock and put it here. And then carry on and stop about, what would you say, 2 centimeters from the top? Yeah, I think that's what I'll do. That's a plan. But I have enjoyed this. It's been relaxing. But where's that thing? That was useless. I wouldn't use that again. You never know. I might get hooked on it and buy a bigger one with a proper needle, but I don't know. I've got too many hobbies on the go, so. And as you can see here, it has gone in quite a bit, so this will probably be fat at the bottom and then it'll get shorter as it goes up to the top, but that doesn't really concern me. And it's not like I'm going to use it as a wall hanging. But I mean, even if I did, it doesn't matter if it's not like perfectly straight up one side and not the other. Still in frame, yes. So, yeah, what I'm going to do is look at a few tutorials to see how I get this off. And then I'll come back and show you how I've done it. Wow, that was the most fiddliest thing ever. I think what I've done wrong is, just show you. Come on, screen, there. What I did wrong was I made the actual piece too long. I shouldn't have added this grey, because what I've had to do is the little bits that were the string that was tied over here. What a job I've had. I've had to pull them and try and get them in a knot, and the only way I could get them in a knot was by using this plastic needle to pull it through. Oh, it was an absolute nightmare. So I think I've pulled it out of shape, but still, my first attempt. Doesn't matter, I'll just learn by my mistakes, won't I? So next time when I'm doing it, I'm going to put the cardstock along here so there's a gap, and then I'll only go up to where this, sorry it's not in the gimbal, I'll only go up to the purple. So, cause that was a nightmare. So, because these are only short and they're supposed to be a bit longer than that, I'm going to have to try and use this plastic needle and thread it. Thread this little, what would you say, a loop, and stick it into there. But there's still all these hanging loose, so I'll have to look at another tutorial. But I'm thinking it's the same. You'll just loop it, tie it, and put that through into there. I'll just show you what it looks like at the so that's the front of it, you see, and then there's the back. I can't decide which one I like better. I think they're just like similar. So that's what I'm gonna do with these and tidy it all up, and then I'll get back to you. Well, that's very awkward. I couldn't find out how to tuck these bits in to this, but I assume it's just similar to this, knotting it and then sticking it in there. So I have done that with this chunky thing here. So I will go in closer and come on closer. There, I will go in closer and show you what I've did. I'm sure this is not the expert way to do it, but... And I'm glad I got these. I bought these from Amazon. They were only a couple of quid. And they're just plastic needles. So I just tied a knot in here. What, Siggy? Siggy still thinks that there's catnip on this, and he keeps on running away with me saris. Me sari strips. Right, so I've just tied a knot there, and then I'm going to twist the end of this, because when I try to thread the needle, all of these come to bits. Right, so This is not as fun as the actual weaving. This is very fiddly. Right, so what I'm going to do is, don't know if you can see, try to go in there because I don't want it to really show up on either side. So I'm trying to go in, and just a minute, Ziggy needs some biscuits. Right, where was I up to? Yeah, so I'm just going to go in through here. There. And there's the knot still there. So I'm going to try and, yeah, so I've pulled it. Get tucked in. So I'm going to have to really do my research. But I mean, that looks fine. You can't see it on that side. The knot's totally gone in. So now I'm going to cut it and try and be very careful not to cut anything else. There. So I'm just going to push that in. And that looks okay. So I'm going to do that with all of these others. And these bits here, what I did with that is, let's see. See, there's one here. I'm going to cut this loop off. And that's a bit of a raggy edge. I'll have to try and sort that out. Because you can't thread that and pull it through, I stuck the needle in between here, trying to hide it because I don't want that to show through. So I've just stuck the needle in like so, and then I've got this loop here, and I'm pushing it into the needle. And now I am going to push the needle fully in, like so. And I've got caught in the other. Oh, I've pulled her out, but I'm going to tuck all her in. So the knot is fully inserted into there. So then I'm just going to trim that. But because they're so small, I won't be doing that on camera because I am liable to snip the wool. So I'm going to finish all this and then I'll get back to you. And as you can see, it's getting, oh well, you probably can't see, but it's getting darker now. So I'll get back to you when I've done it and show you. And then I will make the Ziggy toy. So I've finally finished that fiddly bit. Oh God, that was an absolute nightmare. I'm sure there must be an easier way of how to do it. I've tucked in the edges, but you can still see the knots at the bottom. So I don't know if that's the way it's supposed to look or not. But I mean, if it was a wall hanging, you'd have the bits still sticking out at the top and like a pole going through, so it would hang from the wall. And maybe at the bottom you'd have like little tassels hanging down. So probably would hide the knots, but I'm sure there must be a way where you can pull them right in for them to be hidden. But in my case, it doesn't really matter because I'll be making a cat toy. So just say, I mean, I will be adding to this because it's pretty thick, but it's not very big. So just imagine if I was doing a cat toy, so I'd probably stitch along here. This would be the seam, and then when I turned it inside out or the right way around, all this would be hidden anyway. So I'm pretty pleased about this. It's my first attempt and I am pleased. It has got like raggy edges, and as you can see it's wider at the bottom than it is at the top, so it has gone in a bit. But for my first attempt, yeah, I'm pleased with it. It's got like raggy edges here and along here where, you know, when I said you leave the loops at the side. Well, you are supposed to pull them in and I forgot. So that's why this is here. And I don't know which I prefer, the front or the back. But I suppose they do look. Do they look identical? I mean, yeah, where some of the knots are sticking out, you can see that, so I suppose that would be best off as the back. But yeah, so I'm going to do this video in 2 parts because I haven't got time to make the cat toy now, and this is just the weaving bit anyway. So yeah, do the cat toy in a second video. So thank you for watching. And I hope you learned something. Probably not, but I hope you enjoyed it. Johnny signing out. See you, bye.